Hi everybody and welcome to lawnews.com. A very big week here at lawnews.com. That's because we're very closely watching the Bill Cosby hearing. The outcome of this could potentially make or break the case. Why is that?
Well, that's because Bill Cosby is saying, hey, wait a second, there was a promise in 2005, more than 10 years ago, not to prosecute me on these Pennsylvania allegations of sexual assault. And because of that, I testified in a civil deposition without taking the Fifth Amendment. I had a right to do that. But with that promise not to prosecute, I had to testify and not take the Fifth. And now you're prosecuting me? You can't do that.
So who did he make this promise with?
Well, Cosby's team is saying this promise was made by the district attorney in office at the time, who's now out of office. And he made it before there was even a civil case, and he did it with Cosby's criminal attorney's knowledge, as well as the civil attorneys for Andrea Constand, the plaintiff in that case. But Cosby's criminal attorney died last February, so he died with the knowledge. There doesn't appear to be anything in writing with the specifics that this former DA, Bruce Castor, says. And the plaintiff's attorneys, Andrea Constand's attorneys, don't recall any such agreement.
So Cosby's attorneys are saying that this immunity does apply here. What are the prosecutors saying?
Well, the prosecutors are saying, look, there is no agreement. And Castor's telling us that his press release from February 17, 2005 is the written declaration that he's not going to prosecute, even though Castor clarifies it in an email last fall. It's still not something that was created at the time. And the DA is saying, look, this is tantamount to derivative use immunity, which can only be conferred by order of a judge. You can't just reach this agreement between the parties. I mean, that's what they're saying. The defense is saying, no, you got to look at contract law, and there are certain fundamental principles at stake here. His due process rights were violated by charges being brought after he had an understanding there never would be.
So for everyone to understand here, why is this potential immunity, this agreement, so important? Why could this make or break the whole prosecution?
Well, the judge is probably going to hear testimony from Bruce Castor, the one-time DA who actually ran against the current DA and lost last fall, to understand what the agreement was. But if the judge finds there was an agreement, or that Bill Cosby, mistaken or not, relied on, what his attorney was telling him and didn't take the Fifth Amendment, then, the judge may say, you can't prosecute him. The case is over. Or he could say, you can't use his testimony from the deposition or any leads from it. You have to have outside evidence. You can go forward, but without that testimony. And they reopened the investigation because the DA had the deposition testimony that was released last summer.
So basically 2 or 3 outcomes that could happen because of this. Tell us about those outcomes.
It's an outright dismissal. There's an agreement. You screwed up, outright dismissal. Or you can go forward, but you can't use his testimony or anything you got from it. Or, tough luck, Bill Cosby. There really wasn't an agreement. You testified at your own peril. Your statements can be used against you.
And dare I ask, what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. That's why I have to go and hear the testimony. I think it's probably going to be 1 or 2. I don't think number 3, which is tough luck, Bill Cosby, it goes forward and your deposition testimony can be used. I think that is probably unlikely. It may be 2, number 2.
Thank you very much, Beth Karras, our editor at large, and she's actually going to be heading to Pennsylvania to bring us here at lawnews.com live updates of what is going on at that Cosby hearing.